Welcome back to the channel, guys. Just recently, if you've been following my channel, I did a stream of the archives, and tonight I just wanted to do a video using a little bit of footage from that stream, which was basically, I sum it up as my second attempt at trying to kill Jorgun, basically meaning it's the second key I've used trying to solo kill him to get a Tretch Helm. And I was unsuccessful again, but this time I figured I'd at least share with you guys what I've been doing, because some of you who don't watch my streams may wonder, like, well, what are you doing with your playtime or whatever. Basically, I haven't been playing nowhere near as much. The other night when I streamed is basically the only day I've played in a week and a half. I basically just log in and do the silver quests and log out. The game is not very fun or interesting to me. I am definitely looking forward to the new update, though. I figure that maybe doing raids and new zone might make it interesting, but I'm not getting my hopes too high. I think I'd rather play RuneScape than play this game. I feel like this game is worse than RuneScape in every way possible. But that's also so far. A lot of people argue that the game is still new and that, the devs are trying to tweak it for the better, which, I mean, I completely get that. So I'm not making any rush decisions. We're over 3 months in on this game, though, and it doesn't look long-term worthy at all. It seems like a real small app that just likes taking money from the same few people, and it doesn't really have any intentions of becoming a big, good game. It's basically just going to keep taking money from a small group, and then probably make a new game when that group runs out of money or doesn't buy anymore. So anyway, without running off too much, let's get into the footage. Alright, so this is the inventory of stuff that I basically was using to try and kill Jorgun. I learned a little bit from my last attempt. I know that everyone who basically watches my stream or watches my content tried to tell me that you're basically dumb, you can't do Jorgun with blue, you can't use level 1 classes, that you need purple gear, you need, like level 3 classes or level 2 assassin or whatever. I don't agree with any of that, and I think this video is going to serve as proof. We entered with less than 3 full Raiders axes, 2 Vran axes, I guess that's, or Vran, however you say it, and then like 1 blue sword and shield, or I guess the Exile or whatever they call it, but and then bandages. And of course, I should have took soups. I should have, or both types of soups. I should have took potions. I should have took something like a weapon switch, or a piercing dagger, or weakening darts. There's lots of things that you can do to make the fight easier. But since this was only my second attempt in the archives, I was 100% proud of myself. Like, I didn't accomplish my mission, which was to get this Tretch Helm from this boss, but I accomplished everything I could but that in my mind, meaning I feel like that the third time is definitely going to be a charm, that I feel like I got this guy down. His moves, the 3 moves that he does, that big circle, that little circle you just seen, and then the arrow, that's it, but he only does the big circle move if you stay close, and then the little circle move, I think, if you stay close, and then the arrow is only, or can be shot at all times. So like, basically, if you step away from him, he won't do 2 of his moves, and that allows you to set the timing on his moves. And what you really want to do is get it so that he's doing all 3 moves as close to the same time as possible. So the way that I had him in this run was basically he would do his big circle, then he would do his arrow, and then he would do his little circle, and or his little circle and then his arrow, and basically just trying to get them as close to the big circle as I can. That way I know that after he's done that big circle, after he's done this little circle, and then after he shoots that arrow, right now I have plenty of time before he's going to do his next special, which is the big circle again. And during that time, you can get into your inventory and switch the items that you need. But when I first started this fight, I wasn't that comfortable. I hadn't had that much practice. I'd only done it once before, and it was a month ago, meaning I went a whole month before ever doing it again. So it's not like muscle memory. But after you've switched, one or two sets of armor and you switched one or two weapons, it feels like a different fight. I felt very, very more comfortable. I didn't feel challenged anymore, as in I thought I was going to smash this boss. But as you'll come to see in this footage, and those of you who already know, the biggest mistake that I made, a lot of people would say, you didn't use purples. Like, of course, using purples would have made the fight extremely easy. But when I look at my player's skill in this game, like, currently I have no incentive or motivation to try and acquire riches in material. The only riches that I can hope to acquire is player skill. It's sort of like in real life. You can have all the money you want. It's not really worth much if you don't have good health. So like in this game, my biggest goal is to increase my player skill, and I feel like the archives, aside from PvP, is the best PvE place I've found to work on my player skill, meaning the other parts of Odin's are just too easy in comparison, whereas like this playthrough in the archives, I felt a lot like PvP, meaning the whole last month, all I've done is basically zone farm and then come back geared trying to kill people who killed me, or seeing people in a zone that I thought I could kill, so I would come back with gear and try to kill them, or I thought I could kill them with my level 3 class like sharpshooter being naked because maybe they were naked. If I just went and hid off the map from them and turned on my aggro and then went and hunt them back down and kill them and then turned my aggro back off. And that's basically what I'd been up to for a month. So that had been helping me work on some of my flaws when I came in to fight this guy the first time. One of my biggest flaws the first time was remembering to use my bandages. And if you watch in this video, I'm not perfect at using my bandages, but I am so much better than I used to be on keeping them on cooldown. When using the Raider's Axe with the Druid 1 class, you gain more HP than he deals damage easily. Wearing the Pathfinder set, I think it's 72 armor or so with the shield. But when I take the shield off and I use the Vran Axe, he hits like 9s on me, whereas that's when remembering to use your bandages on cooldown at all time becomes extremely important, and that's where you can see my lacking in my ability to do so is when I switch to those weapons. Had I only brought Raiders axes, I think we would have destroyed this guy. Had I been better at going into my inventory under pressure and changing gear, I think we would have been better. Had I brought more gear, I would have definitely killed him. Had I brought, purple, he would have been easy. So again, back to the purple discussion. This fight is only 15 minutes in blues. The problem on why I don't recommend it for blues, if you're looking for cost effectiveness to soloing this guy, is because you're going to need 4 to 5 Pathfinder sets and 4 to 5 full durability blue weapons. So you're talking about 400 to 500 leather strips worth of junk to beat a guy for a helmet that's worth half of that. So I don't really recommend that, but at the same time, if you're going to fight him free to play solo, it's going to be expensive no matter what you bring. So I would honestly recommend that if you were looking for the most cost-effective way to beat this guy, that you would use purple weapons and blue armor. And the reason for that being that armor doesn't really matter as long as you can out heal the damage he's doing. The only importance of your armor becomes durability at that point. And yes, purple armor has more durability than blue armor, but not in the equivalence of value, meaning you can get 2 blue sets for the price of 1 purple set of armor, and the blue set is not going to be less than double. It's going to be way more durability than 1 purple set, meaning since you're paying the same price for 2 blues or 1 purple, you're going to need 3 purple sets, but you're not going to need 6 blue sets. So I highly recommend that if you're looking for a cost-effective way to beat this guy solo, that you would use a purple weapon and blue armors. Now, I don't recommend that you necessarily try to beat this guy solo. It doesn't even seem cost-effective. It seems the most cost-effective way to beat this guy is going to be in a team of 4. But anyway, back to my point. I am not after cost effective. I'm after player skill. And to me, reducing it to what the bare minimum of possible was is the ground zero for building player skill, meaning I can't make this guy any harder without making him, in my mind, impossible because my player skill isn't good enough. Whereas, do I think you could beat this guy without even using blue armor? Probably. If you notice there by my feet, there are body bags. Everyone told me that body bags disappear in 10 minutes. This fight is a 15-minute long fight, and those body bags don't go anywhere. Plus, after I die, I spend a lot of time. I'd say those body bags were on that ground before I picked them back up for 30 minutes. So you could have 10 body bags full of probably basic to green armors or something lying around, and you could just go to those body bags and switch. So, like, I'm not going to set the bar on what's possible on bare minimum to beat this guy. I'm just saying for what I thought was possible, I felt this setup. I just didn't judge it right. Since I didn't, if I would have had all Raiders axes, I think I would have been fine. But since I didn't have all Raiders axes, it turned into a mess, and I used more durability than I think I needed to. But what I would highly recommend is if you're looking to make yourself better as a player, don't look for the easy way out. There's two ways to make, like this fight, for example. There's a handful of ways, but I'd look at two ways you can make this fight easier. You can either make this fight easier by making yourself stronger, or you can make this fight easier by making yourself better. Meaning, if you get better at the game, this fight would be easier than it is like currently. Like if you're watching me now, where I'm not good enough to beat this guy with this setup or whatever. All right, but in the future, when I'm better, I'll be able to beat him with the same setup, not because I made myself stronger, but because I made myself better. Now, how you make yourself stronger is you easily just start trading out the blues for purples. Okay, so like that is two different perspectives. Whereas a lot of people, they're looking for, I would say that, reward junkies. To me, the reward is to become a better player. How I'm doing that is through challenging myself. The only way that you're actually going to grow is to challenge yourself. Now, putting on purple stuff, this guy is still a challenge. Don't think I'm taking away from somebody who beat this guy with purple stuff. If you beat this guy solo, period, you did a good job. I'm just saying that, in my honest opinion, if you beat this guy naked, you're doing a way better job than someone who beats it in full gear, because your player skill is going to be incredibly different. I don't think the guy's possible to beat naked, but I don't know. I'm just saying that a lot of people give me crap in the stream. That's the reason why I turned the sound off on this video from the clip, and you don't have me talking like I did during the stream. Is I use a lot of foul language in the stream, and I try to keep my videos on my channel a little bit more clean than that. On the stream, it gets wild. Sometimes I cuss people out. I say, negative things to people. But in my videos, I try to be a little bit more professional, even though I'm still sort of a bum at making videos. I don't really take it too seriously. I just want to basically vlog or share the information that I acquire as I play games. But in this video, if you're watching and listening and you have Raiders axes for trade, I would love to get some. I need 4 more. What I've devised from fighting this guy this far is that if I take 5 Pathfinder sets of armor and 5 Raiders axes, he will be a breeze, and the rest bandages and soups. He will be a breeze for me to beat next time, and that's really the goal that I'm looking forward to. Like the last stream, the first stream, round 1, when we fought this guy, we only got him to half HP. As you can currently see, we are way below half HP. And again, you can see that my HP got super low from using the Ran axe, and when I switch to the shield, we start to work on getting it back up. I wouldn't have any of those issues had I just used Raider axes. And again, like the most important things to me were, remembering to use my bandages, remembering not to get hit, remembering when I have time to get into my inventory. And being able to remember that, hey, I need to change my weapon. Like your weapon, you can see the durability on the claw. Your armor, you have to pay attention to the little avatar that pops up by the world map. And when it goes red, you have to basically wait to see if any of it blinks light. Then If it disappears, like if you had a red helmet, now you don't have a red helmet, you know it broke, so you need to get in your inventory ASAP. Those were all the things that really I had my focus on. That's why I would believe that player skill could be measured in the amount of obstacles that you can overcome at one time. Meaning, to me, like remembering to use a bandage is an obstacle. Remembering to watch your durability on your armor is an obstacle. Remembering to watch your durability on your weapon is an obstacle. Remembering not to get hit by his specials is an obstacle. Okay, so that's like a list of obstacles. I feel like the better my player skill gets, the longer list of obstacles I'll be able to deal with at a specific time. And that is what I'm working on when you see me do these blue fights, guys. I'm aware that I could have traded all the items in for points. I could have done all of that stuff. But in the end, it's contributing to a priceless thing, which is my player skill. You cannot buy player skill in the shop. You can buy tons of steel rooms and trade those resources for all the blues and purple items you want in this game. But what you can't trade it for is player skill. So this kind of stuff is the closest things that I can come up with, is basically self goals. Me and this Jorgen guy, look at him. He's almost at 1,000 HP. Me and him have beef. I was so at this point in the fight, I was so confident I was going to kill this guy until I realized that I wasn't going to have enough armor. And theoretically, I probably did have enough armor, but I panic here at the end because my HP is getting low, my armor's breaking, like my helmet just broke. Right now, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh man, I got to get in my inventory. And this is my opportunity right here. Right now, this is my one last shot. Had I instead of just switching that weapon, because I was so nervous and just wanted to get back to fighting him as soon as possible, because my brain, I was thinking the faster you kill him, the faster. And I ruined it, because had I stayed in my inventory and just took that time to put on all them green armors, you see that top row, just put the whole top row on, we would have won. That's one way of looking at the fact that I failed. But anyway, I just thought I would share with you guys this content. Yeah, so now you're caught up with my beef with Jorgen. So far, we're 0 for 2. He's defeated me 2 times on my goal. The reason why I didn't go back to try and beat him is because I did not have enough blue gear. I am teamed up with a real-life buddy. If he gets online in the next day and a half, I will go try to duo kill Jorgen with absolutely no purpose other than to just try to get value for my key, meaning try to get value for all that blue gear I lost. If I could get a Tretch helm and only use some durability on a purple weapon, that would be great, but it has nothing to do with my goals. Soloing Jorgen is not like my goal. My goal is to solo Jorgen with no level 2 classes and no purple items. That was a goal that I set for myself a while ago when I was cocky and confident in my PvE ability, and I thought, hey, that's my final PvE goal. Solo him, no level 2 classes, no purple gear, prove that it's not impossible, make that video, and then walk away from PvE like a king and go get good at PvP. Well, I failed that mission. So I was really stuck, unmotivated, and didn't know where to go in my Frostborn adventure. And I just broke off and was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on PvP like I told my audience I would. It seems like, there's a lot of people getting a lot of subs, and they're basically just, making little montages of their PvP experience or whatever. That's not my cup of tea. Like, I'll admit, I'm a viewer to that. I totally tune in to watch it, but I have absolutely no intentions of making that kind of content. I'm not making content for subs. I'm making content for making myself better. Meaning, like, I first started making videos because I was playing a game Dungeon Boss and I was creating teams and other people were copying my teams and nobody was ever giving me credit. So I basically was like, look, if I'm going to put in all this hard work to creating stuff, I should at least have some verifiable proof of my hard work. And that's basically what my YouTube channel has turned into, is like a recording or a blog of the work that I've put in free to play on video games. I know a lot of people, oh, you're the free to play king or whatever, but One thing for sure is free to play does not mean stress free. Like a lot of the people who spend money on the games, like they're playing games for a completely different reason. Like they're playing games to escape real life drama sometimes. Like maybe they worked all day and they're home from work and they want to relax and play a video game. They don't want to come home from work all day and stress on a video game. Like I think they're two complete different things. Whereas to me, I'm stressing on the video game to acquire things in that video game that I'm hoping will carry over into other video games that I play. I'm well aware I'm going to play more than one video game, and I'm really, the biggest reward isn't a steel room or a fire bow or a trench helm or, skull claws. All that stuff's left behind when you quit playing the game. The real things is like learning what it takes to overcome. Like the last game that I played before this game was Monster Legends, and the number one thing in gaming that I learned from playing Monster Legends was patience. I learned that you can't just make this great painting overnight, that sometimes you got to start with a tree and then tomorrow add some grass and then the next day put a sky on it, and then something comes up in real life and a week later you get to put a house in the background, like, and then over 6 months you get to like walk into a room and look up on this canvas and you're like, wow, look at that masterpiece. And it's like, yeah, that got there through a lot of little steps that added up to this big thing. And that's what Monster Legends really taught me, and that carries over into not just my gaming but in real life too. And I'm still devoting time to this game, guys, so just because I'm thinking about quitting or I'm not really entertained and my playtime has went down, my overall gaming isn't like at a dead. I've been playing chess instead of playing Frostborn, and chess is basically working up the same aggravation that like challenging myself in a game works, meaning like I go up in rating points, I go down in rating points, and it's like when I go down I get angry, when I go up I get happy, and then it's like I get addicted to that, like that, I don't know, that addicted to just that need to do better. And it's like, so I'm working the brain cells even though I'm not necessarily putting all my time into Frostborn, but that could instantly change if something in Frostborn motivates me. I don't really know exactly what that motivation would be, but when I try to guess, I look at it and I'm like, look, man, add a way for me to grind silver or gold coins, and a lot of my hatred towards the devs in this game would be completely reduced, because I really think they're just, cash grabbing people. Like, I feel like you got this biggest drive of this game is like habitual purchasers, people who every month are waiting for the steel room to go on sale, and they're like, that's like when their brain sparkles the biggest, is it's like, oh man, steel rooms are on sale, and it's like, yeah, I can get all these resources and trade them, and then I can get all this gear and restock my camp, and now I can go back to raiding and back to PvPing, and I can go join another team because now I'm not a leech and I can carry my, like, it's not for me, man. Like, I'm free to play, I just want to grind. There's nothing really for me to grind in here. Like, everything takes durability. Like, even to try and go grind PvP, if you're not going to do it naked, like, you're going to need the resources. Like, running around in purple trying to kill people is using durability. Like, then if you lose, it completely sets you back a bunch. So then you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go farm gear from Odin's. I'm going to use the gear I got from Odin's, go PvP. When the gear's gone, I'm going to go re-get some more. That's not interesting to me. That doesn't motivate me to want to play this game. Like, it really motivates me to want to go play something else where I'm just like, it's not worth it. Like, it's like a job. Like, it's like, Frostborn is like, hey, do you want a job? What's the job? Grind gear, use it in PvP, and rinse, repeat? And it's like, no. And then it's like, what are these guys to the left and right of you doing? It's like, oh, they're just buying steel rooms and trading them and doing it instead of the grinding. Like, meaning you can tell a spender from a free-to-play usually by how much wood they chop. Like, a spender's not going to go chop wood. I'm sure most free-to-play don't chop wood, but they do in the beginning. Like, they do a bunch of things. It's like most free-to-play are probably doing Odin's all the time. Why? Because, like, they're not buying gear. Where else does the gear come from? Does it fall from the sky? You going to trade? What are you going to do? Either way, I want this video to serve as proof that Jorgen is definitely possible to be killed without purples. It's not cheap. I never said it was cheap. I don't recommend that you go and do it unless maybe you're trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. Like, I'm going to do it again. There's going to be a round 3 to this, guys. So this video is really like hype for you people who weren't there for round 1 and 2, you're gonna be there for round 3 when I smash this dude out using just blues and level 1 druid. It's gonna go down. I swear it's gonna go down. Like, I won't. I don't think I'm gonna quit this game before it happens, but I can't say that with a guarantee. I'm almost positive that's gonna happen. When it comes to PvP, the first raid that I do once this new update comes is definitely going to be a video, guys. So look forward to that. And then I'm thinking about trying to get back into the posting a video every day. I used to say back when I played Monster Legends that a video a day keeps death away. I'd like to get back into the making a video a day. I just really don't know where to supply a video a day worth of content from in this game, especially when I'm not even playing it every day, really. I'm logging in just to do the silver quest, and then logging out and playing chess, and then every once in a while logging in, resetting my plank makers, all of that stuff. But I need to organize up my camp some more. I have been doing that, and next video I'm going to give you guys is either going to be tomorrow or the next day, but it's going to be an update in the steps Lost Jumper is taking to get ready for No Truce. So I hope that y'all are enjoying the stuff that I post on the channel, and I hope you don't think that just because I talk negative about quitting Frostborn means I'm not going to be playing it tomorrow. It's a view of how I feel. Like, I know that a lot of people give me the attitude like, well, if you think RuneScape's a better game, go play RuneScape. It's like, am I not allowed to have the opinion that a game is better than another game? Like, if it's how I feel, like, I'm not telling lies. It's not like I just throw a tantrum because I expect, like, the world to change so that I'm happy. No, I'm expressing how I feel along the road to wherever we get to. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 5 years, but if I'm a betting man, I'd bet it's not playing Frostborn. So, like, yeah, I don't know where to go with the content, but I think the next video is just going to be an update on what we're doing to get ready for raids. And then we'll work from there. I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the channel. I said I was going to do a giveaway at 2K. I showed you guys what the giveaway was. Nobody won that giveaway, so somewhere in the near future, I'm going to be working out a giveaway, hopefully before the truce. I would prefer to give stuff away before the truce ends, not after it ends. So yeah, like, stay tuned to find out. I'm going to make the giveaway way easier. I just haven't really made plans on it yet. I'm going to make it basically to where there's guaranteed going to be a winner, unlike last time where nobody was even close. So anyway, thanks to everybody who's been watching the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.